Nah, somebody got to be held accountable for this.
You have to understand that this was not a culture and an ideology that came because they wanted women to have equal rights with men, okay? This was a CIA-sponsored PSYOP. Gloria Steinem was sponsored by the CIA.
We gonna laugh, we gonna learn, but somebody got to be held accountable. What's good? What they do? It's your boy Purple Lips. Ain't broke no more. All praise to the Most High. Welcome back to the ABN movement. Candace Owens argues feminism wasn't created for equality. Let me let Candace Owens explain it. Let's get it. Let's go.
Overweight, naked, and tatted up. So you can't blame the culture, take culture, until you are ready to address where this actually came from, which was women constantly bashing men over the head and telling them that masculinity, full stop, was wrong.
Given the problems that we have, you know, obviously, whether it's me or Tate or other people, will kind of come in and say, hey, this is what you need to do as a guy. You know, this is how the modern day marketplace is now when it comes to dating. What's your approach to kind of combating this problem from a female perspective?
First, you have to understand the origin of feminism, right? You have to understand that this was not a culture and an ideology that came because they wanted women to have equal rights with men, okay? This was a CIA-sponsored PSYOP. Gloria Steinem was sponsored by the CIA.
100%.
Okay, these protests were sponsored by men in government. A lot of them homosexual, actually. And the reason for that was simply because they wanted to tax, it was actually twofold, I would say. They wanted to tax household income both ways. And also they wanted women to, instead of focusing on their kids, which comes natural to women, right, to be the quote unquote, like I say, CEO of the household, they wanted to remove that and to have the children given to the government for 6 hours a day. Beyond 6 hours a day, 6 hours a day,
which is a waste of time.
Activities, the government full control over the minds of the children. This came 100%. Straight from the Pale of Settlement. After they assassinated the Tsar, you had these Jewish women like Emma Goldman, who came over to America. Emma Goldman was the mentor to what's her face from Planned Parenthood. I'm blanking on her name for a moment. I'm going to say Margaret Sanger. That was her mentor. And so this was, in fact, a very radical communist movement that came to America and sought to overthrow families, family institutions, strong men, feminine women, stands in the way of government and absolute control. In
your book, Make 'Em a Sandwich, what are some of the things?
I ain't gonna lie, it's sad to see that it worked. You know what I'm saying? Like, me personally, as I read history and try to learn as much as I can about why things are the way it is, I do learn that, you know, things gotten too far. You know what I mean? It sucks that they tricked us and it worked. You know what I mean? And they got new tricks up their sleeve too that we got to be ready for.
Things that you tell the women, because I'm assuming it's a book that's going to be centered around how women can kind of get in the marketplace, find a long-term partner, get married. What are some of the strategies that you tell women to implement to find a partner? You don't have to give it all away.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I don't even try in my book to sell them a strategy or a technique. I just tell the truth. So here's the history of feminism. Here's what we were told in school. Here's actually how it went down, right?
I love that.
Knowledge is power. I give them the actual statistics, the fact that what was sold to you was you were going to be just like a man and you were going to be happier. Women are actually more miserable than they've ever been.
Right.
If you go back and you ask most women about their grandmothers, they remember grandma being happy, right? So what they actually sold to you, now you've achieved this equality, quote unquote equality, and women have never been more miserable, and women are popping more pills than they were popping.
Agreed.
And finding it harder to find a partner and wondering why. Well, it's because you attacked natural masculinity. You told 100%. Men that they shouldn't be allowed to lead. Women have to lead. And actually, you didn't want that, right? You were convinced.
100%, man. She's not lying. You know, we see that we all are suffering from male leadership. And that was because of what was sold through the system. But anyway, let me tell you like this, like the government made you feel like our true values was empowerment, independency, financial leadership. And honestly, it's literally a gatehole for them to tax every dollar and make as much money off of us as possible. And they separate us through the family. It sucks that we allowed ourselves to get so far away from each other in core values, which is family, that we are more upset today and more independency and more financial freedom today with less family structure and less happiness because of no family structure. And it shows. This the ABN movement. If you made it this far, I appreciate y'all. Go ahead and press that like button. And if you like the video, go ahead and join the movement. We post 4 times a week. This your boy Purple Lips. Ain't broke no more. Thank you.
Psychologically in a classroom as I was back when I wanted to be a feminist, or I thought feminism was cool. And you should know that. I think that that's how you change things without trying to say, here's a strategy and here's how we're going to move forward. Let people know true knowledge, let people know true history. And I think the rest of the stuff happens naturally, or I hope.
Yeah.
For you on your journey, when did you figure out that feminism was a lie? Like, was there a certain event that triggered it that you were like, holy crap, this is BS?
I actually tell the story in this book. I think I do, actually. I think it's in this book, or it's in my last book, actually. It's in Blackout, of this teacher that I had. And I was required to take a Feminism 101. It was called Women's Studies. Maybe it was Women's Studies 201 at the University of Rhode Island.
Hey, chat, did y'all hear that? Like, in prestigious schools, like in what they would consider prestigious education, they make you take feminist classes. That is crazy, don't you think? It's all programming. These lies are not helping nobody. It actually destroys our people, and we're seeing the result of that.
Island. And at that time, I was like, yeah, I'm a feminist, of course. Who doesn't want equality as they sold it?
Yeah.
I get into this classroom, and this teacher, I realized very quickly, was not actually motivated by wanting equality. I was in a classroom where she was trying to convince me that every problem that we had in society was due to men. This was a literal class that was designed to basically teach women to hate men.
Yeah.
Like, no matter, all you had to do to get an A was she would introduce any problem. She could have lost her keys that morning and been like, why did this happen?
Patriarchy.
Well, who designed cars? You know who designed cars? Right. You know who designed the whole concept of a car key, and who designed the couch that you lost it in this morning? It was met. It became to a point where for me, it was like laughable.
Yeah.
But there was this one particular class where it clicked for me, because when I was in college, I had an eating disorder. So I was sitting in her class, and I was anorexic, and she gets into this topic of anorexia, eating disorders, and she gave us some statistic about the percentage of women that have eating disorders. And I'm making this up now, but it was something like 80% of people who have eating disorders are women. And she asked the class, why is that? And we were supposed to say, and she did say, that it was because men control the advertising agency and men want women to be skinny. And it had literally, I'm sitting here having this experience, nothing to do with a man. Like nothing, no man said you're fat, you have to be skinny. That is completely made up. And I'm listening to her try to psychologically convince me that my eating disorder.
Chat, ain't that crazy? You know what I'm saying? Look, you listening to this woman, she's basically saying that she's being programmed inside school. She's been indoctrinated information to hate men. You know what I'm saying? And not only was she being taught this, she was told that she was mandatory to take this class as well. So like, chat, don't y'all feel like education is just indoctrination? It's just programming. It's like literally sucking away from our lives and importance of real values, and just been replacing them with useless information or lies, just anything other than the truth. Like, are we cool with that? Like, why are kids more confused now more than they've ever been before? If feminism was really about freedom, why did families become more broken after it?
Disorder came from a man when it just factually didn't. Most people who suffer with anorexia know it's a control mechanism. It actually has nothing even to do with weight. It just is like, this is the one thing you can control. And I just kind of called her out on that, and I raised my hand. I was like, whoa, wait a second. Okay, well, let's look at another statistic. What percentage of people are juicing up with steroids, right? That's not a super healthy thing to do. If we said that 90% of it was men, would you have presented to the class that it was because of women, right? Because women are telling them they have to look like this. And she was, when I say she went white, and she said to me, and I always tell the story on stage, she said to me, I feel like you were sent to me from the men's department.
Of course.
Yeah. And I told her I told her back that I was sent to her from the common sense department.
Yeah.
And that everything couldn't be because of men. So I think that was kind of the first time that it clicked for me that this was some sort of a psychological program.
Feminism was never pushing equality, you know what I'm saying? It just wanted to tax the household, and also it wanted to tax both people in the household and take our kids away from being parented, you know what I'm saying? And indoctrinate our kids as well with useless information. Are we cool with that, chat? I'm not cool with that.
In many ways, I was actually saved by.
How old were you at that point?
I was in college,
20s?
so I was 19.
Okay.
Yeah, right. It was the first year of college.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a
prerequisite.
So it was interesting for me, I think.
Did that make you shift your priorities? Like,
I was never a gun-ho feminist. I just was like in the back of my mind, same way that I was liberal. Like I was never voting Democrat, but if you had asked me, what do you think about this? I would have very quickly been like, of course we need feminism.
Yeah.
And then I was kind of thinking, man, these women are really annoying in this classroom. Because then there were the majors that were there, you know, the people, these women that were tatted up and like growing their armpit hair out. You know, we had those people in class, and I was like, I don't like any of these people. So it made me think that there was something more to the feminist movement, I think, which was indoctrination.
Interesting. Okay.
All right, right here, we're gonna go ahead and show a quick little brief summary of what Candace was basically trying to say in this whole clip. You know what I'm saying? This is her core message. I think it's important. Kuna Matata.
Right. Yeah. So what is the picture that we're recognizing here? We don't measure success in the same terms as men measure success, nor should we. And it's important for women not to think that becoming financially rich somehow means that you are successful or that you have triumphed something in life.
And here's the purple breakdown. See, and that's why this was an important conversation. You know what I'm saying? ABN, it ain't about anti-women. You know what I'm saying? A strong woman isn't defined by how much she earns, but how much she can build. You know what I'm saying? And a strong man doesn't dominate. He protects and he provides structure. You feel me? Strong families make strong communities, and strong communities don't need to be controlled. Hakuna Matata. Hey man, accountability before excuses. Ain't broke no more spiritually, mentally, and systematically. This the Ain't Broke No More movement. We building brick by brick. I'll see y'all in the next video. I'm out.